Welcome back to Carneades.org. Today we're going to be continuing our series, a February fortnight of knights and knaves, looking at a bunch of knight and knave logic puzzles. If you don't know what knights and knaves are, knights always tell the truth, knaves always tell falsehoods, and ordinaries can say anything. So, in this video we're going to be looking at the puzzle entitled the Lnonc Inquisition. So, you discover the revolutionaries, but unfortunately it is too late. The revolutionaries lead a military coup and take the capital by force. Now, all of the mayor's former cabinet, yourself included, is put on trial. There's a panel of magistrates, all of whom are either knights or knaves, because that's what this revolution is about, getting rid of all the ordinaries. Two of the doors that you see in front of you lead to death. The third leads to safety. Each of the 5 magistrates that, once again, are all either knights or knaves, no ordinaries there, will give you a statement. A says P is the door to safety. B says Q is the door to safety. C says A and B are not both knaves. D says either A is a knave or B is a knight. And finally, E says either I am a knave or C and D are of the same type. The question for you is, based on those 5 statements, which door should you choose in order to survive? We've listed the statements at the top, so you can refer back to them while you work out the problem. Now we're going to be looking at the solution to Lnonc and Lancon. If you don't want to see the solution yet, pause the video now. C's statement is the key to this puzzle. Imagine that he were a knave. This would mean that the 2 parts of his statement have different truth values. We know that it is false that he is a knight, because we just said he's a knave, so it must be true that A and B are of the same type. Now imagine that C is a knight. Then the 2 parts of his statement must have the same truth value. Therefore, since it is true that he must be a knight, it is true that A and B are the same type. So no matter what C is, A and B are still the same type. So if A and B are both knaves then there are an odd number of knaves and an even number of people total. Removing yourself from the equation, that's going to leave an even number of knights. Now imagine that A and B are both knights. This means there are an even number of knaves, but an odd number of people. Once again, if you remove yourself from the equation, this still leaves an even number of knights. Therefore, the revolution must be in Lnonc, as we just noticed from the Lnonc Inquisition that was going on in this video. Stay tuned for 2 more puzzles and the answer to this one at the end of the next video. Watch this video and more here at Carneades.org, and stay skeptical, everybody.